Hello, everyone, and welcome to Take 5. It's Wednesday, and we're continuing our walk through the book of James, who's helping us, talking to us about the lives that we are living, even during COVID time, as those who are dispersed, who are not able to maybe enjoy the community of fellowship and the encouragement. That's what these original believers that read this letter were experiencing, and that's what we're experiencing as well. And the first subject that he tackles as their leader, as their pastor, is the subject of trials. And as he talks to them about their trials, he describes the joy that they should have because the trials are purposeful. And as we looked at yesterday, we thought, are you sure about that? I mean, come on, joy in the trials? No, they're purposeful. They are bringing about maturity in our lives. I don't get it. So he follows that up. Verses 5, 6, 7, and 8 is what we're going to cover today. Now, if any of you lacks wisdom about what? About the value of trials. Wisdom about what this is accomplishing in my life, in our lives. If any of you lacks wisdom, yeah, that's me. That's you too at times, isn't it? We lack wisdom. Why do I have to go through this? Why am I experiencing this? If any of you lacks wisdom, by the way, the book of James has been described by many as the book of Proverbs of the New Testament. All kinds of nuggets of wisdom throughout the book of James. And we'll be looking at them in all of our Take Fives. It begins with this one. If you lack wisdom, do something about it. Here's what you should do. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. So as I'm going through this, if you're going through the trial, whether it's money or frustration or illness or marital issues, anything that perhaps this COVID time is causing you to experience, if you're lacking wisdom, you should ask God, who gives to all generously and ungrudgingly. What's going on here? Now, the asking of wisdom is not so much why. He told us the why. The why is that we might become mature and complete. That's verse 4. So we sort of know the why of the trials. It's to bring maturity to all of us. If I've learned anything during this time, the Christian church in America is so immature. The trials of these times might be bringing about maturity. And if you lack wisdom about that, ask the Lord. And the question maybe is not why, it's what? What do you want me to learn from this? What do you want me to become out of this? What do you want to produce in me regarding Christ-likeness and character in all of this? The specifics of the wisdom, he says the Lord will answer. He will give you the wisdom generously and ungrudgingly. But, he says in verse 6, let him ask in faith without doubting. Believe that God is doing something in your life. Believe that God will bring you the wisdom to help you see the character, the integrity that he wants to produce in you through all of this. It's the opposite of whining. It's the opposite of shaking my fist or pointing a finger. It's believing that God is doing something in my life and in yours throughout these trials. The reason you shouldn't doubt, he says, for the doubter is like the surging sea, driven and tossed by the wind. Boy, that's so common. Do I believe? Do I not believe? Do I trust? Do I not trust? You're like the person that's out on the sea that's going here and there and everywhere. I've got some friends right now. I told you yesterday, their home just got hit by a hurricane, at least the island of their home. Man, is that troublesome. Why did God do this? Don't ask that question. What do I want to learn? What does God want me to become? Even as the storm of my home, of my life, is converging down on me. Lord, give me wisdom to understand what you're doing. Give me that wisdom. The person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord who is double-minded, because you're unstable in all your ways. That's what he says. The person who asks for wisdom must ask believing, not wavering here and there on shifting sand, but believing that God will answer the prayer for wisdom and believing that God is doing something in my life during this time. Trials will come, but so will wisdom as we ask the Lord. I'll see you tomorrow as we continue Take 5 in the book of James.